Careful, they're hot. Hi, I'm Doug, the Barefoot Adventurer, and this is day 34 of my, I told you, 1,000-day adventure. So, today I'm going to make this one short. This morning, during my meditation, a lot of stuff comes up during my morning meditation. It just all of a sudden hit me with this burner strong of what I'm creating. The idea of what I've done before, and especially with the Mr. Bear. And what I mean is, at different times during my life, amazing things have happened that have just blown up. And it was almost none of my doing, well, none of my direct doing. It just seemed to happen. The first one was during skateboarding. A crazy thing happened, as I got into it. Next thing I know, I got skate pros coming over to my house skating, and next thing I know, a little incident happened with skateboarding, my wife and I, and the skateboarding industry collapsed. This was back in 84 or 86. Then the next thing that happened was Mr. Bear. All I wanted to do was wear a costume to a Grateful Dead show, and the next thing I know, my life is being wonderfully turned upside down. All sorts of amazing things are happening, and what is important is the image of what I'm doing, even though I am the bear of the Grateful Dead, kind of an icon. Still, I'm doing my thing, and I end up in magazines, my artwork around the world. My artwork ends up on t-shirts for the Grateful Dead on their tour, and still to this day, my image and what I do is showing up within Grateful Dead material. Their latest documentary, A Long Strange Trip, show up at a crazy place in there, and then on tour they showed my license plate for my car, which was GD Express, Grateful Dead Express. So that always happens, and then I get into Burning Man, and next thing I know, I'm in center camp, and here's what I looked at and saw today. I saw with Mr. Bear, I just did something I loved. It was just wearing a costume. I'll have to tell you that story. And because I kept doing what I loved, and I was skirting along with this other thing, kind of like riding a bandwagon, my popularity exploded. And then when I came into Grateful Dead, or not Grateful Dead, but Burning Man, and they heard about me from the Grateful Dead, and then they asked me into center camp, which was a big deal. All of a sudden, I did see what was happening there, because then the next year, they came back and asked if I wanted to be there, and I said, yeah, put me in center camp. And at that time, I asked for tickets, and I started asking for things. And then the next year we were there, and I asked for more things. And so I was starting to see what was happening and write it. And then to the next point, I didn't want center camp, and I asked where I wanted to be. I said, I want to be out on the Esplanade somewhere, and they did that. And the point of all of this, and what I got this morning with Burner Strong, is and I've thought of this before, I'm going to make Burner Strong an art project. And look at it that way, a creativity thing of what I'm doing. Yes, Burner Strong's going to be helping, people with suicide, and it's not about suicide. The way I have to do it and create it and draw people to, and what I have to make it in, it's an art piece. And this morning I went, wait a minute, what if I put the same energy that went into Mr. Bear, and then that same energy that went into Burning Man, as far as the creativity and everything blowing up? And so that's what I've been thinking about today, and it's just, it's kind of fascinating. I've done it before. I can do it again. And so the whole wheels are spinning. I've got a lot still to do to get this pulled together. So that's it for today. It's just, it's very interesting how, all of a sudden seeing how my past can help my future. And it's kind of like everything's wrapping up into this one moment of time of, okay, create this, Doug. Everything you've done in business creating and art and everything, it's right here. Do it. Can you do it? Yeah, I can. So that's it. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.